What is going on, everyone? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. Looking over here at a chart at the S&P 500, we're going to be taking a look at some important levels in this video. We're going to be taking a look on whether or not we did break down below this trend line, whether or not that's a possible head and shoulders, and what some possible areas that we might look for take profits. I'm currently in this trade. I'm going to unravel it to you right now. I'm also going to take a look at what would make me begin to lean in and look towards the buy side. Let's get started now by dropping down. We're going to drop down first to a 1 hour time frame. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I want you to focus first on this trend line. This is the neckline that we have been focusing in on. Now, everyone else who understands why this other line is a little bit brighter, we were looking at in the live stream during the New York session earlier this morning. You could see where that came into play as support right over here. We rebounded off of it. By the way, look at the other touches. You could see over here it was support, over here it was support, 2 touches over here. All right, so this level has been in play. We used it as a guide this morning. And then after sometime when New York went to lunch, we wound up crashing through. Taking out the neckline, let's see if it holds or where we should be looking to call this reversal and actually be looking to lean into towards the long side. We're going to take a look at all of that right now. Now, there's a lot going on in the markets right now, including Fed Chairman Powell's speech this morning, Stanley Druckenmiller's yesterday, but we're going to focus here purely on the technicals right now. First of all, if you zoom out, we're going to zoom out before we zoom back in. If you zoom out to the 4 hour, you could see a potential head and shoulders right there. There's the left shoulder, there's the head, here's the right shoulder, and here we just broke below the neckline. We're going to find out whether or not that's confirmed or not. Now, if that is a break over here, what's a potential target we could be looking for the downside of this break of the head and shoulders, right? And sure enough, look at that. It would put us right into the support and strong support, pretty decent level over here at 26.28. So I got into this trade late in the day. I'm going to talk about that right now. Whether I'm leaning towards probably I'll get stopped out on it actually, but if it does fall into profit, this is where I'm going to be looking to push this trade to. Actually, I'm going to be looking towards the support down here at 26.28, which should be the culmination of this head and shoulders pattern. So let's take a look right now. Let me drop down first to the 30-minute time frame. I want you to see over here, this is the trend line that's in focus, right? Here's where we left off in the morning. We left off in the morning bouncing off this upper trend line over here, coming into this area of resistance. You could see this is local resistance. That's why it's yellow. You could see over here it was support. There's the resistance. That's where we wound up topping out. I avoided the trade over here. Wasn't even looking at the market. We came back down. Once we took out this trend line, you could see the wick down into it. And then once we took it out, it was just smooth break above the neckline. We're coming in testing it. I took a trade over here. This was at about 2:44 Eastern time as we were resuming off of this resistance over here. I'm sorry, after we broke through the support, we're testing it and resuming off of it as resistance. And then at 2:44, I took a trade over here at 28.05. I put my stop in at 28.26, and then I moved it up a couple of points. Right now it's standing at 28.28. If I get stopped out, I want to tell you what I'm looking at in the market. It looks like that, it looks like I could probably get stopped out over here. I'm still going to be holding this trade, being that it's hanging in by the skin of the teeth. And the reason for that is because if we break down from here, if we start resuming down out of here and break out these lows from this session right around here, at that point, we really could see some further acceleration on the underside of this neckline. Now, it is a neckline. It is support also, right? To me, it looks like we broke. It's not a convincing break yet. Nevertheless, I took a position, still holding on to it. What I'm looking at is instead of moving my stop upwards, right? Give it a little bit of room as price was coming up right into the close. If I get stopped out over here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to actually be looking first to see if we can reclaim this area over here, this trend line, this upper trend line we were looking at. And if you look and you follow my mouse horizontally to the left, you could see that's also a little bit of local resistance. Why? You could see this touch here. And then again over here, here it was resistance. Let me zoom in so you could see that. Right there it was resistance. And then over here and here you could see it was also resistance. If we get above that line is, right? If we get above that line, let's call it 28, 30, let me get a good look at that. 28.40. If we get above 28.40, which is above this, should be resistance right now, this trend line, and above 28.40, that local resistance, at that point, I'm gonna watch the price action, and if I could get an entry coming in and above to 28.40 level, I'm gonna look at taking a long over there. I know that I have overhead resistance over here at 28.87. I'll be at that point looking to set my stop loss to break even and or take profits if we're rejected off of it. But right now I'm focused on the downside. I'm focused on the downside because we had a break of the neckline. It's really not convincing whether or not we're holding or if it's a break. I give it literally a 50-50. If I was not in the trade, I would now I'd be waiting for confirmation to take this either to the short side if we started resuming off, and I would wait for a breakdown here. I would wait for a break of the 27.98 level, or I'd be looking to see if we could get above this trend line resistance right here and above the 28.40 local resistance and take a look at a long over there, because you also have to consider that this is right here just a false break of the neckline, and then buyers come in towards the support, and this is a good place to lean in that case to start looking towards the long side. You do have strong resistance over here at the 28.89 level, 28.92 in that area, those 3 points. That is a level of what should be strong resistance right now. You could see the local resistance a little lower at 28.81. Once we got into that area, if I did go long, once we were in this area over here, at that point, all I would do would be first look to move my stop loss to break even, and then I would look to see if we actually break through or if we are rejected. If we're rejected and then trade back below that local resistance at 28.81, I'll just get out of the trade and take profits. That's how I'm looking to manage the trade. Right now, we're at a very, very important area as we are testing this neckline. It looks like a break. It looks like it could also be a false break. If I was not in this trade, I would be watching these two levels very carefully and getting a little bit further confirmation. You're always better off having that confirmation. It gives you a higher probability trade. Right now, holding on to the skin of my teeth. If I get stopped out, I will be watching those two levels as well. Hope you all had a wonderful day. Everyone that was there for the live session this morning, I really enjoyed it. It was a fantastic session. I hope to see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everyone.